Japan's Olympic Committee has a new leader. The Tokyo Olympic Committee has a new leader, and she's very well known. Very interesting, 7-time Olympian Seiko Hashimoto. She has been named to replace Yoshiro Mori, the former prime minister and president of the organizing committee. We were telling you that he was forced to resign last week after making sexist comments about women talking too much in board meetings. So he resigned in controversy, his successor coming in and already finding herself under scrutiny because of controversy. So this has us checking in with Grace Lee, who's in Tokyo with more on this. Tell us more about Seiko Hashimoto and the controversy. I mean, she sounds like she'd be an outstanding appointee. What's happening, Grace?
Well, she's a very qualified person for the job, but the media focus here has leaned a little bit towards an incident that happened during Sochi, in which Ms. Hashimoto was seen hugging and kissing a male athlete who was 20 years younger than her. And as she was the head of the sporting association, she was technically his boss. So it is another thing that she's had to speak about during her press conference today. She had to address it and say that she was sorry for it. She's apologized for it in the past. And there have been concerns, though, that this incident, the focus on this incident is taking away focus that is much needed on Japan's gender equality issues. And the fact that Ms. Hashimoto is one of the very few qualified people in the political sphere who would be able to do this as a woman. And remember that Mr. Mori had suggested his own replacement a week ago, and that was yet another 84-year-old man. And so after backlash, they decided not to go with that person, but with Ms. Hashimoto instead.
So it's interesting, and we may not understand all the specific details of the Japanese governance, but she had a job in the ruling party, the Liberal Democratic government. But she's had to give that up now as a result, Grace, and that's prompting, as I understand it, a lot of questions. Can you explain that too?
Exactly, Heather. So Ms. Hashimoto is a member of Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party, but the head of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics Committee should be politically neutral. It is a figurehead position, and so she is required to give up her position in the LDP cabinet in order to take on this new role. And there are concerns because Ms. Hashimoto in the past has said that she does not want this job, and yet she's kind of been pushed into this role. They've requested it of her, and she's accepted, but there have been concerns from feminist activists and other experts suggesting that perhaps, she's a scapegoat. If she didn't want this job, she's had to kind of abandon her political career in order to become the head of the Olympics Committee. It is a major milestone for the Olympic Committee and for gender politics here in Japan. You don't see a lot of women in these leadership roles, but there is that separate question of what this will mean for Ms. Hashimoto's own political career.
Grace, thank you. 154 days and change until the games, and still controversy and a whole new chapter now. Thank you for that live reporting.